everyone, it's Clarice and this is Clarice Reads. Now, if you are watching this video on my channel right now, I am pretty sure that you know that I'm a booktuber. But as a booktuber, even though I've been here for a while now, I remember when I first discovered booktube. I remember realizing that there was actually a group of people on the internet posting videos about books. And I also discovered that there were just so many books that were so interesting and that I wanted to read. And like most of the people here, I also felt that, I don't want to say pressure, more of that excitement to just read all of the books. And back then, I thought that meant that I also had to buy all of the books. And so when I discovered booktube was the time that I bought the most books that I ever bought. I couldn't go a week without buying at least one brand new physical book. While determining how many books is too many books depends a lot on the person. It depends on your actual reading and buying habits and on your actual motivations for why you're buying books in the first place. For me personally, it really was too much. Now I'm much better about my book buying. I've developed some habits when it comes to my book buying. Right now, I only buy either digital books or second-hand books. I only buy brand new physical books if I've already read the book, and based on that, I already know that I love the book so much that I need to own it and have it on my shelf. And while I've been really good about implementing these rules when it comes to acquiring books now, there are still remnants from my past of excessive book buying on my shelf that are left there unread. And while I know it's not really a problem, and I know that if I keep acquiring books the way I have been recently, these books are just going to not be unread on my shelf anymore, I kind of want a clean slate. I debated with myself whether I wanted to set this as an actual kind of strict reading goal because I want to kind of chill when it comes to the reading goals now. Honestly, I think these books are giving me a lot more stress on my shelf than this reading goal would give me stress. So the actual goal is to have no unread physical books on my shelf by 2019. The exceptions being local books, because some of those are impossible to find digitally and I want to still support local authors and artists. Gifts, because I can't control that and I don't want to discourage people from giving me books as gifts. Or secondhand books, because it's not as bad for me to have secondhand books on my shelf because I'm not going to hold on to them just because of an attachment I got to it, because of the money I spent on it. I just don't want to have books on my shelf that I'm not actually excited about, that I'm just hanging on to because I spent money on it, you know? And it's not that stressful because I know I'll achieve this goal no matter what, because if by the end of 2018 any of these books are left unread on my shelf, I will just give them away. If I was actually interested in reading them, I will have read them by the end of this year. So what's the point? So the books that are now in danger of being given away by the end of 2018 are the following. Do take note, some of the books are actually here, but some of the books are in another shelf because I don't live at home during the weekdays because of work. But anyway, here are the books. Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. The Subtle Knife and the Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman, which is 2/3 of this big book. Son of a Witch and A Lion Among Men by Gregory Maguire. Tis by Frank McCourt. Night Film by Marisha Pessel. A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. To Be or Not to Be by Ryan North. June by Frank Herbert. Arcanum Unbounded by Brandon Sanderson. Clariel by Garth Nix. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. And lastly, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, though it's a really short edition. So that is my main goal for my TBR this year, a goal that will hopefully bring me closer to having a bookshelf full of only the books that I love. So do any of you have any TBR related goals, whether it be this year or just in general? And what are your book buying habits like? Do you think you're buying too many books? Just enough books? Too few books? Is that a thing? And what do you count as too many books? Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!